Appian Automated Testing, or AAT, is a tool that allows you to quickly and efficiently create automated tests for Appian applications, using no code and providing robustness to changes in the application. AAT is a multi-user tool that allows a team with different roles to work simultaneously. Once we log in, we can access the working directory, a private environment for each user, organized by projects and folders where tests can be created and modified. Now, let's open an existing test to continue its development. So far, this test only opens the browser, logs into the Appian application, and clicks on a card. We will run it in debug mode. This way, when the test finishes executing, the browser instance will remain open, allowing us to interact with it while continuing to generate the test. As you can see, the commands specified in the test are executed automatically. Once completed, the test results appear. Since we ran it in debug mode, the browser instance remains open. Let's continue with the test creation. To do this, we go back and add a new row. As you can see, a list appears with all the commands we can use. These represent Appian objects and the actions we can perform on them. For example, we have commands for grids, commands for records, essentially commands for all Appian objects. In this case, we will look for a command to click a button so we can navigate to the next screen. We select the command, type the text of the button we want to click, and now we execute only this command, since the browser instance is already on the screen we need. As you can see, we can create tests without writing a single line of code, so no programming experience is required. This is one way to develop tests, adding one command at a time. However, there are times when we might have a form with many fields to fill in, which can become cumbersome. For such cases, we also have the option to examine the page, which highlights the Appian elements we can interact with. To do this, we click the Examine button in the top bar and choose to search only for fields to populate. This will scan the elements on the page and highlight the objects, allowing us to select the ones we need. As you can see, the commands are automatically added to the test with their reference values. Now, we only need to enter the value we want to populate in the field. This allows us to create tests much faster. Now, if we run the new part of the test by clicking the play button on the first command that was added, we can see how the fields we selected are populated with the specified values. Another useful feature in debug mode is the ability to use the browser instance to navigate through the Appian application and execute tests from a specific point. This is particularly helpful when building a long test, around 10 minutes of execution, and realizing that a field has been populated with an incorrect value. We can simply navigate back in the Appian application using the browser instance, fix the error, and continue executing the test from that point without having to rerun the entire test. Now let's see why AAT is robust to changes in the application. In this example, we will execute the same test twice on two sites with completely different styles. As mentioned earlier, AAT understands Appian objects. This means we don't need to specify the coordinates or style of an object to interact with it. By simply identifying the type of object and its text or label, we can locate it. This ensures that the same test continues to work, even if the page changes, whether new fields are added, the style is updated, or a new version of Appian is released. This is particularly valuable given that Appian releases 4 versions per year. As you can see, the first execution has finished correctly, and now we will run the same test in another page with a different layout, but with the same functionality. The test is running correctly again because we are not using coordinates or style data, which are things that can change in the development process. That's why we say that AAT is robust to changes, because the tests that we create are oriented to the behavior. Finally, another benefit of AAT is that testers can begin developing tests before developers start their tasks. This helps resolve the typical bottleneck that occurs at the end of sprints, where development is complete, but tests are still pending. Additionally, since AAT is multi-user, a developer can use a test created by a tester and run it while developing the page to ensure that the requirements are being met, or to track the progress of his development across different days. As you saw, AAT simplifies and accelerates test creation with its no-code, multi-user design. It's robust to application changes, supports seamless collaboration, and helps teams reduce bottlenecks by enabling early and efficient test development. Start transforming your testing process with AAT today. Thank you for watching.